But yeah, this is the hair, and we're getting used to her, but this is also the makeup. That's what we're really here to talk about right now. Do I think you should buy this? Do I like it? We're doing some makeup today. Right now I'm just putting on a little bit of primer, the Smashbox Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. It's a really nice primer if you have like oily skin, like I get oily like right here in my T-zone. Anyways, Rihanna personally sent me these, meaning like I got Fenty PR for the first time. Fenty just dropped their new concealer. It's called We're Even Hydrating Longwear Concealer. It kind of like mimics the shape of the skin tint, which I also got that too. If you want to see a video of me wearing that, I would say check on my TikTok, because today I'm doing like a little bit more of a glam look, so I'm using like a more full coverage foundation. But I do just want to tell you guys the 2 shades I got. So she sent 3 in total, but I'm just using 2. So there's 390C and then 385W. So 390C is the darker shade that I'm going to use first, and then 385W is the second shade I'm going to use to like highlight and everything. First, I'm starting off with a little bit of foundation. This is the Luminous Silk foundation from Armani. It's one of my favorites. I've been using it kind of non-stop since I got it from the brand like a few months ago, I think now. And after this, I actually am gonna have to do a face mask because I feel like I'm like breaking out a little bit. Not even I feel like, I know, and it's mostly because like Aunt Flo's in town. So, ooh, I just got that all over my hairline. But at least we know our hairline's gonna match. But yeah, my skin has been a little problematic these days because that time of the month. Also, I'm not sure which day this is going up, but I do think that I am going to be changing like my posting schedule on here. So before I was doing, also if you guys are like so curious like what is happening with her hair right now, I have clip-ins and you see how long they are. I don't know if that video is already up. If it is up, I will put it down below in the description for you guys. If not, just keep watching. These are clip-ins from the brand Irresistible Me. I know I was talking about I'm thinking of changing my posting schedule on here, but let's put a pin in that for a second while we apply the concealer. So this is the darker shade 390C, and I'm just gonna put this everywhere I would usually put concealer. Now this does have a hydrating formula, which I would say for my girls that are oily, you might want to, I wouldn't say like stay away from this formula, but just like know when to use it. The Pro Filter formula might be better suited for you because it is like not a hydrating formula, and typically when you get something that is hydrating, it's like gonna leave you with a little bit of shine. Weirdly enough, I don't know if it's weird or like common, but like right here on my face is usually super dry. Also like right here is usually super dry, and my nose, like my nose by itself is typically dry. Well, you know what, I would just say like this part of my nose, it's kind of weird, and then like all of this is like oily. My mama tries to make me feel better about it, and it's like, if your skin is oily, that means you're youthful. You can always count on your mama to find whatever pitfalls you have, and she's gonna hype them up. You have such a big head because you have such a big brain. Y'all mama say y'all that too? Gotta love Winnie. If you're curious what product this is the Velour brow pencil, but y'all, I think this is sold out, or not even sold out. I think it's discontinued because I cannot find it on their website anymore. Luckily I have backups of it, but I'm very sorry. I think she is done. Oh, you know what, it also says online too that this concealer is waterproof. Did not know that. So if you live in like very humid areas, or like you're just gonna sweat a lot, like maybe it's just not gonna come off your face. I was just letting the concealer like dry down. I usually always do like my brows while I let my concealer dry down a little bit. First of all, the shade range, expansive. We have, hold on, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 50 shades of concealer. On the Sephora product page, they describe it as a 12-hour hydrating longwear concealer that comes in a wide range of medium coverage shades with a natural second skin finish. So if you are an oily gal, I feel like you probably know that things that say like natural finish like just mean like you're not gonna be matte, you're gonna have a little bit of shine left on your face. So just keep that in mind. And I don't think that this means that like, oh, if you have oily skin, like you can't wear it, because I most certainly wear mine day to day. I just think you need to have like proper expectations of what your skin and your face is gonna look like throughout the day while you are wearing it. So this isn't the product that you get if you want like a fully matte face all day long, unless you're comfortable with touch-ups like consistently throughout the day. When I wear this, I'm typically wearing it to work and I don't wear nearly as much. If you want to see like a realistic like what my everyday makeup looks like, check down the description. I'll link my most current like everyday makeup routine down below for you guys. But it's very light. The concealer is like not as much, you know. This is the side blended out. I feel like it looks a little weird on camera. Maybe it doesn't, but I feel like it looks a little weird. But I was a little worried when I got my shades because I was like, girl, like I thought these shades were gonna be like way too light, but I think they're actually pretty good matches for me. One thing I have learned as I've gotten older is to embrace some of the oiliness. Like I don't go to work anymore expecting my whole face to look powder fresh, like oil free all day long. I don't mind a little bit of a sheen, but I just don't like it when I start to look like a new shiny copper penny. You know how we get, like our face be beaming. I just go to the bathroom. I don't even touch up throughout the day. I'll just like take a little bit of like oil blotting sheets, pat right here. And I don't pat it to get like super like matte or like get all the oil away, because it's also like makes it more noticeable if you come back and you're like super matte. I will say I do feel like that does live up to the medium coverage, because as you can see, like the darkness around my eyes is kind of chill. Now the one thing I will say is I personally don't believe in any product being creaseless, and let me just share my reasoning behind that. I'm about to put on the Milani Cheeks Kiss bronzer. If you have not tried this cream bronzer, if you have creases under your eyes, unless you have put a product in that is going to fill up the crease or like create a layer over the creases so that nothing can go inside of it, you're going to crease. Like that's just my philosophy. Like, another thing I kind of let go of as I got older, that like things are gonna settle there because you have lines there. Like that's just like the anatomy of your skin. Also gonna put on a cream blush. This is from Milani, and this is the shade Blushing Berry. So these are like the same formulas. Because Wendy would not let me wear makeup when I was younger. I could like at most do like a little bit of eyeshadow, a little bit of eyeliner, mascara. I saw this thing on TikTok and they were talking about how when we were growing up, like us millennials, like when we were growing up in school, if you always had a head full of weave or if you always like had on a face full of makeup, you were talked about. Like you was a bald-headed scallywag that had no hair in the back. As I've gotten older, I've also learned to embrace cream products more. So when I did, let me put a pin in that for a second. I'm gonna go in with shade 385W. This is the lighter shade. Now that I've put on my cream blush, I've kind of changed the order of the way that I do things a little bit. And I put on my darker concealer first, then I put on my bronzer, then I put on my cream blush, and then I put on like my highlighting shade of concealer. And when I was younger, like fresh into college and stuff like that, I used to avoid cream products like the plague because I was like, I'm already oily. This is just gonna make me more oily. And now I've kind of moved away from that because I feel like if you have the proper technique for like blending your product, and also like your prep for your makeup is super important depending on like how your makeup is gonna wear throughout the day. I don't subscribe to that idea anymore. I actually like prefer cream products over powder because I feel like powder makes me look a little bit too cakey. And I don't say like I don't wear them, I definitely do, but I have just like changed like my philosophy like around them. Like I used to be like a only powder girl, like I only wanted powder. But well, let's not even talk about blush because I used to didn't even wear blush. Contour my nose a little bit. I'm using the same bronzer that I was using before. But if you guys have issues contouring your nose, you need to find this Patrick Ta contour brush. It's Contour 3. Do you see the end of this brush, how it's like curved like that? Let me do the YouTube hand for you. It's a genius, and it gets like right up in there, and it has a fluffy end for blending. Y'all also asked too that I start to like share with you like what brushes I'm using while I'm doing it, so I'm gonna try to be better at that. When I was applying my foundation and my bronzer, I used the Amicole complexion brush, and then to blend out my concealer, I used the Pro Concealer 57 brush from Sephora. My cream blush, I use this brush. I'll try to find one that is similar to it because I actually bought this from a creator on YouTube or Instagram, and she used to do like brushes, but now I've looked at her account and she doesn't even do makeup anymore. She does something totally different. Lightly along my nose, and I personally prefer to contour my nose with bronzer and a cream product preferably. And I'm going to be applying setting powder today with this giant sponge from Sephora. It's actually for body makeup. I love it for my face, and I'm using the one size ultra pink setting powder, which I bought the little travel size of it because I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. I love this stuff, so I need to go buy another full size of it because I'm almost out of it. So another thing that I've done with my makeup, like as a 30 something that is older and has matured, you know, I have stopped going so crazy on the setting powder. I used to apply so much setting powder, and I always say this, those of you that have been around on my channel and watched it like from the beginning, God bless you, because my makeup was looking crazy. Like it didn't look good at all, and I don't know why y'all were watching. On top of like not using as much powder, I don't bake nearly as long, or I don't even say nearly as long. My baking methods have changed. And like that is my form of baking now. Like really, like I emphasize like my contour, my nose contour, like by baking down the side of it on my nose. But for the most part, that is like my baking. Like I used to take setting powder all the way up here. So this is what the concealer is looking like now that it is set and everything with powder. She's looking good, she's looking nice, she's looking sharp. I'm using this powder bronzer by Subtle Beauty, and I am using, this is really the most inconvenient time for y'all to be running y'all hot water up there or whatever you're doing. I used to use like super duper dark like bronzers and contours, things that were just like way too dark for me that I shouldn't be using for my skin tone. And I feel like now I've gotten a lot better at shape matching myself, whether it is a concealer, a bronzer, anything. I'm gonna be using two blushes today. This is the Fit Me Maybelline New York blush in the shade Berry, and then this is the Dior blush in Cherry Glow. I'm gonna mix them together. No, where is this brush? Oh, this brush is from Japanesque. It's their powder brush. It just says powder on it, literally. It's a really nice blush brush. So I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline bronzer or blush first. So when I tell y'all, if you look back at some of my older videos, because I have not hidden them or taken them down, we need to see the growth. My face looked so powdery and cakey, but also like void of color. Like I never used blush. I don't know what made me start using blush or when it was. I can't even remember like what my first blush was. You would think I remember because it was like such a pivotal moment for me. Now I'm using the Dior one, and I'm just applying that like more towards like the apples of my cheeks and like brushing it out. But when I tell y'all, I was like, no blush. This is Sephora Micro Smooth Powder, and I use the shade Toffee. And the brush I use to put this on is this big Jones Road brush. It says it's their powder brush. I love this brush. If I lost it, I would go buy a new one. So While we're on that topic, you saw how like I put down my cream bronzer and cream blush first, and then I put powder on top of it. As I've gotten older, that's been like one of my like most tried and true things. Like I always set my cream products with a powder. Now this bronzer is from Armani. I don't know what shade it is, but I'll link it for you guys down below. It's a luminous silk highlighter. Now this is something that has kind of stayed the same and consistent throughout when I started makeup and now, and that is applying my highlight with a damp sponge. So I'm just using the end of the sponge. I just tapped it in here as you saw, and I'm just gonna apply it at my cheekbones. It gives you just like a very light little sheen, a little finish of something. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Gel. I never really liked like the super stark like highlighter, like you know how we was like beaming on our cheekbones. I never really liked that. Now I would have my nose super shining, like that used to be my thing, and I don't really apply as much highlight to my nose anymore. This is the Makeup by Mario EF2, and I'm just gonna, girl, what is that? I'm not gonna use that product. I'm just gonna use, okay, gotcha. Just gonna use bronzer on my crease. Now this is something that has changed about my makeup a lot since I started wearing makeup or like playing in makeup more as I've gotten older. I used to be a very colorful eye girl. If I can find some pictures, I'll put them up here. But I used to love like doing like a sunset eye, just trying all the colors. I used to do blue and just like all the things, and I've even gotten comments here before like, I wish you would do like more colorful eye looks. That's literally all I'm doing to my eyes. I wish you would do more colorful eye looks and blah blah, and I get that. I'm just not in that era. So if that's what you're looking for, you're gonna have to look elsewhere, babes. I'm very sorry. I posted my Valentine's Day makeup not too long ago. That's as much color you're probably gonna get from me these days. I don't know, I just like don't feel like that's my MO anymore. I just don't feel like that's my thing. Now I'm just going in with some mascara. This is the Armani Eyes to Kill, and this is like a recent update to my makeup. I don't really like lashes anymore. Like I'm really more into like a no lashes but like mascara type of look. For one, I think I just got annoyed with like when I was like taking off my makeup, like having to make sure I get all the lash glue off. Started like not wearing them more. I just started liking the way my makeup looked without them. And if I do wear lashes, I wear like very natural looking lashes. Moving on, I'm gonna put some lip liner on. These are two lip liners from Farah Humidi. They so kindly sent these over to me. They're very nice actually. This darker one is the shade Brunei or Bruni. I feel like my lips have kind of stayed the same. Like I've always liked a pinky nude type of lip. This other color is in the shade D-O-U-X. Not sure. My lips have always been like kind of like nude. I've never really worn like too many bright lips. And then I'm gonna put on, this is my favorite lipstick of all time. This is the Fashion Nova Beauty Cutie is the color, and I think it's like from their cream lipstick line. I think they have matte ones and they have cream ones. This is a cream. Not tell you, I need to go stock up on another one of these because like she's not like necessarily like running out, but like if I were to lose her or whatever, because I also always take her with me when I travel because it's just like the most perfect nude for me, and I feel like if I lost her I'd be devastated. So I need to go get another one because next thing I know they'll be like, oh, Nova Beauty is shutting down, and I'll be holding on to these like I was holding on to the KKW lipsticks, which by the way I did order some. So they should be coming soon and I'm gonna review those. But I still have my original KKW lipsticks. I opened them the other day. They stink. They stink. If you still have those lipsticks, stop using them, please. Please stop using them. And then this is the Fenty Beauty Heat Lip Gloss in the shade Fussy. This is my favorite. Like when I travel, this is the combo I take with me. Not always those lip liners. It's either that lip liner or like MAC Chestnut, but I take this lipstick and this lip gloss because I know this lip combo eats on me. Because this hair, when I tell y'all this hair is so freaking heavy, it's so heavy. I don't know how the ladies do it with like the wigs and the weaves that be so long. Like immediately I thought of like the Nicki Minaj's and Cardi B's of the world when they be having like their hair all the way down they butt. I don't know how they do it. But yeah, this is the hair. And we're getting used to her, but this is also the makeup. That's what we're really here to talk about right now. Do I think you should buy this? Do I like it? I do like it personally. I love it for day to day, but as you can see here, you can also do a glam look with it too. It's a versatile product. So I don't think you'll be disappointed in it. And my oily skin girls, I don't think you should shy away from it. I personally feel like you should kind of lean into products that are shiny a little bit. Not saying you walk out the house looking like a grease bucket, but it just helps like with the progression of your makeup throughout the day if you don't start off super duper matte, to me personally. So that is it for today, you guys. Oh, I can't get with this hair wrapping around my earring. Don't like that. Anyways, that is it. I will list all the makeup details and everything down below for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.